Miniama penny nala, now I'm a nodo. Eyasa se batana, empe oku. Ejia hoku eni, nedi kebias yasubie. Inti asemena use, yasumgane iye. Anya sapa, dachi chirima, eba bebo yenfo. Minia, susu breve pebi, wapwakana. Nagana beyo, eyo, ekwimino wala. Susu breve pebi, wapwakana. Nagana beyo, eyo, ekwimino wala.
I was saying, Mamuina Joe Edamasi and you say if that piece 104.3 FM. You are the platform, you had the broad Jordan who could be a brand on Chicassia Bonaco, Navy. A frame and I will cast you with me a frame the cardinal. May enemy di chame, I was a Jumedi, Isaac Odro Patricia, Sefa Fisher. Prince Bafo Asamoah Samuel Apia and Elizabeth Agin or Monashe Medihu Chame. Emamuina Fisher Pau Emamuina Afishapa.
Anyhow, Necrono, or fair woman, Besabing Wominia, near Temunu, or fair woman. India Seminole said, Yasum Gane, Anya Sapa, that is Chiriba, Baba, the William Fork, Minia, so brave, baby, Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean what so brave, baby, Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean so brave, baby, Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean anyhow, Necrono, or fair woman, Besabing Wominia, near Temunu, or fair woman. India Seminole said, Yasum Gane, Anya Sapa, that is Chiriba, Baba, the William Fork, Minia, so brave, baby, Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean what so brave, baby. Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, so bring me, baby. Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean so brave, baby. Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if we mean Me Mangana, Adeshe Mama, Mama, Woman, swear. Mama ye febia kuye ni odo efanso ye many. Now many ye yakasara japadea. Yana no di abebre seje de to maye. Inti asemena use yasum gane ye. Anya sabe that chiriba beba bebo yenfo. Minia susu breve baby. Mafwagana, Nagana Bayo. So brave, baby, Mafwagana,
I was on for Mamuina Joe, a sign Emamo Atenase. na ene no nkomo e wopron so no edoso Dr. Isaac Niwanatha why senior medical officer and osan a clinical health psychologist enumere or hasi on lawyer Moses Fo Amweni Brafo and etnasie omo eno mbetwetwe nkomo nim say enche ne ne Brafo share LGBTQI hwan sensem na se ye wi a ye bekom ra hye bedwam na e-levy say no ne asem ene obi e petie ti yabako emrahye bedwam so na yakwa akọ se e-levy asem no akọ sisen na simadu asen di kan de me Brafo ene Dr. Isaac Niwanatha ena etwetwe enkomo LGBTQI+1 no ehon sem kakra ho ese yeti efri ho na enwumrei mene lawyer anshasi ansa na Brafo esoso abam ebi lawyer Majo the mediani lawyer Doc Majo that is saying
Kakankra
ebi yedwuma mboko de
o nyame adumo
ye de radiasi ye da se nwumrei waba be kan ho da etwato Brafo ba hase ai ne twetwe nkomo no ye bon nkomo efa social side of LGBTQI ene ehon ensensem na una we doctor ni mamindi can be say so ya wo obi some them ye gay me ye lesbian
well it's the same way personally I think it's very very sensitive and the reason why it's sensitive they say when it comes to the science aspect and the health of it, you know, it's established. There is no debate or argument about the science or the what do you call it, the health aspect of it. And science, you know, you also talk about it in a certain context. Context, and they say obi eka LGBT group in one. There are various reasons why they are there. Some of them, you know, some of them is because of a sense of belonging. Ebia nipakra we share no oma the ofilise onoso oka wiase ho, you know, that sense of belonging. Ebi so wa ebia asebesi onabra bomuda inti oyusu sa kind of behavior no to actually cope and adjust to whatever situation that ipakro of find itself. The third one, and they say pleasure, you know, sex related stuff, you know, can be just because of pleasure, you know, and the pleasure aspect of it, you know, and also makes it quite difficult to actually, you know, deal with it or talk about it. The fourth one, then they say actually people use all kinds of behaviors to actually deal with some kind of pain or some kind of past. And because of all these things, you know, so Obi Kasa group, you know, they all have different reasons why they are there. There are some who are just there because of pleasure, and some people actually are there because they have some kind of sexual kind of perversion kind of thing, you know, and so that is why they are there. So you have to actually look at everybody who is there case by case and not put all of them together. In saying that, you know, it does not and it doesn't negate the science and the health aspect of it. The American say, regardless of the reasons why women, the science bit, you know, and it's clear. The health bit, you know, so you're clear. And when it comes to science, science has shown that nobody, science, I say, and I say, over the years, it's been years and years and years. Over the years, you know, has been established, say, there is no genetic determination of people's sexuality. Say obi senya atinka unya in terms of attraction to a certain kind of, you know, person or sexual, you know, preference. No, there is no gene. Actually, there are studies that have been done that shows that. That is the first thing. The second is that there are people who may have some kind of features that is what do you call it, you know, is not what they were born with. For example, say obi a bema ebia hormones na ade na ema oye bema no ehu sakakra inti a female hormones ne do so kakra inti aba ne sa na oye ne ho say oba bisa do oye bema, and now say obi oye oba, the person may have some kind of features or some kind of features because they have more hormones of the opposite sex in them than the normal. Inti about the sana obunsa nindi ye gina no etisa in our local parlance yebeka say nipa kroni kojo besi ana say tom girl ana bibisa. But those kind of problems with hormonal things other things near there they do not automatically determine a person's sexuality or a person's sexual preference. Into for example, in Ghana, for example, there are a lot of people who have those feminine features. They're from Ukojo, but they are heterosexuals. It means they are not homosexuals, or they are not, part of any of those groups. So science is clear. Say nobody was born in terms of unknown sexual preference. Now, sexuality is actually influenced by a lot of environmental factors. There is a certain term which has come up. Your friend, your kind of social contagion. Your kind of social contagion. And what it means is that at their society jitum and as a practices our society mono. It actually influences certain behaviors of the people in the society. And for example, let me give you an example. If in a community in Drubone, we near there, cocaine near there, people in the community is very accessible to them. You have a lot of people using those drugs. The likelihood, say, Obifo fraud in that community would do that is very high. And that principle has also been shown, say if you have in a certain community where all those things are, is encouraged near Diana, you may have certain people in the society who may not have any of these features or any of these predisposing factors, who will actually adopt that kind of lifestyle, and they are not born with it. And some people too, science has shown, all kinds of research has shown that some of them are as a result of traumatic past events and dysfunctional childhood. Say akola onino, senya awufone ni ye. Some of the things they go through, ni experiences ni omunya ni na. They actually affect their growth and development. And if you look at from age 7 to about 14, that period is very critical for full sexual development in sexuality near there and what do you call it, their own identity and their personality and stuff like that. Around that time, it is very, very important. Into that stage, say enyoma nko ye wo ho a ubonsa nimpakro no may adopt certain behaviors which may not be appropriate in terms of society. And when it comes to science in it is clear, is there, and so people may have reasons why they do it. Some may be very, very genuine reasons. Others may not be genuine reasons. Others may just be victims, of a certain kind of, environment, or victims of a certain kind of, maybe someone has forced the person into that kind of practice. Because in Ghana, we know that a lot of people in our schools, along the beaches, young people and stuff like that, because of financial reasons, may also be influenced into such behaviors. And these people, they are not born with it, but situations in life can actually force them to go into things like that. In this, if people have reasons why they are there, it does not negate or it does not cancel out the scientific and the health, establishing the. So I think that is what I would say about the science of it.
I see. Afe ena mebeko brafo so on the so headmaster of Lawyer Moses for amweni brafo ni e ta frɛ no brafo they say boxing is also hwe na we ni you na sisi ano say Ghana for go around 2 ni aboye we yam we aboye hwe na ya hwe sa
well me dey say o the boxing asem e hye because ensem pi e hye suma se a na ya yedi e wo hu
yo brafo mpacho mame 1 minute pe me ba se sia mame ko parliament mra na me ba na ya to aso Emmanuel Akoli man bofo mra she bedwam Brahima. Hello Brahima.
Hello Nana.
Yes Brahima.
Yeah.
Yo say e-levy any e twen e ho asema ko si sen.
Yo, menemo kase dia, mi pie fi dem a menemo e ba be kasa no. Finance minister. Finance minister abi move motion no. Say yi levy no. omo start enka ho asem senior other people no etie ewo so no na committee reporter womo de aba no committee no eji to mo say yi levy no omo consider bill no under certificate of agency let us say ade a ehunhia penti no emiri ni ho into the parliament enyira so ende ya na sha se kopem na wiye na eho na honorable Mahama Ayariga ono eye boku central na sibijini wa so regional ho a ono nso aye reference to parliament standing orders no ede ka say one committee no enya adwen say eye bill no ye be consider no under certificate of agency isane say edana yele eye paper no eye bill no ye de ehun asembe tuja ewo eha no when the paper was laid sada no ena anka ewo say minister no onu lay paper na wa request say sa bill you know yen consider no under certificate of agency isane say finance committee by standing orders of the house no one need to me say one ebe decide say yen consider bill na under certificate of agency e wo mu say media abetwe no committees need be to me recommend say bill bi wo hodoma yen consider no under certificate of agency na emu no honorable Mahama Yariga say e yen from so what the total parliament standing orders no ho a and no say we must say committee be aye bi sada aye yen from so house no bu we ni be good so and no nkire say finance committee nso to sa na mo no na say yen from so na je say we been to mean sorry raise issue no inti ono eka se wie ye no e no honorable Patrick Boaman so asoru campaign central na dibigeni ono so say honorable Mahama Yariga enya adwen ono so ede ni standing orders or they back the point no or they buy omo ka se wie ye no menemu eka se fie you know speaker put to question say one more di to mo say bill you know yen consider no under certificate of agency no omo ka I and omo peneso no en can do inti no where ka majority for eka I then minority for eka no na second deputy speaker I would say akundemu honorable Andrea Makwesiama ono decided say one more to say yen consider under certificate of agency and one more say there be no why no more and now one e was so ono speaker be rule say one ena edin kunim say yen consider be under certificate of agency no can say the I have it and there be a migina minimum can say me say reaction so no minority for no challenge they are implementing e was me cycle back na me cost to put their air cost
yo
there be a chance and there be a big and am able to atremo
Bray man san abeko no ye news no ba no o kan say speaker Kesseh right honorable Abansman against for Bagme wamani muso kakra ama the first deputy Bertrand but first deputy no so opie kakra me ba cho mo mi no maba
speaker na de mi hunu na bili the answer na etoba bedu e bi abosi ne de na speaker Kesseh be tenafe
mate
na speaker Kesseh be tenafe you know bibi course wo the person be kosi
mate cobra Emmanuel Akoli ye mra shebejuma krachi fo no emu baako raho me can boxing as man sana ja 11
and as I said they say who can boxing was say normal piece share Sumasi. Near Yedin because on the Ghana boxer, a friend of Tichi.
Amation, the Amation.
It's say a Fist of Fury tournament, the buyer, 250 amateur fights. When to go Uncle Baby, so fights on a one man who winning bronze medal at the Olympic Games. Ghana near be that for the last 30 years. Now, tournament we Fist of Freedom is part of the whole strategic planner 2017. I was asked by the GBA chairman at that time, but I didn't do it for him. It was on behalf of the GBA and a true strategic planner. So promotional tournament if you move a buy 2018 August 18th and a launch year and a year tournament in October to 2019. Second tournament started 2019 I would say December or so 2020 na COVID no ebetwe mu ti ntumi enwie but ehun sika ne akade e wo ho ni nyina ebi beto GB account mu in 2021 year just before omo year elections our new GBA chairman iba $30,000 beto account mu ekro ebeto mu no well maybe I mean sign checks I don't get involved. The money was supposed to have been applied for the revised edition of the Fist of Fury no you know the first tournament took place now Fist of Fury tournament is a throughput tournament juvenile and youth tournaments juveniles no they are from about 8 years right up to 16 17 juvenile and youth and then we have the amateurs almost 16 17 years and above and then the professional amateurs new league ankasa and professional fight tournament on which is what we have been doing. Now, as I said, the first thing took place, Jessica, but the tournament has not gone on. Now, what Jessica, you haven't accounted because the money is not just for the boxing authority; it's meant for the amateur boxing association and the juvenile tournament as well. What Jessica, only a tournament, you know.
Sikano Zuniho.
Sikano Su, well, almost Matiti or Yatowe. As I said, I have not spoken because they say, yes, say boy new image. He had won Ghana a bronze medal, and when him say branding sports, the AFN says marketing is all about branding, image. If we were to talk about some of these things that were happening, it would have destroyed the image. But we're very quiet. But I know say the responsibility on the new GBA executive to account, they will not do it. No, they can't do that. And all of a sudden, I've heard that. One television station, Max TV, yet the surface of free eco almost decided say, well, they were not interested. All of a sudden, they are claiming that they are doing a new league. They want to launch it. I don't know whether it's coming on. I'm not too sure about it. Yes, because it's as if you want to undercut a tournament. Then for some reason you go around and wonder, I don't know what is happening. But well, there's discussion. I hope that we can resolve the matter.
Anyway.
Because otherwise I think Ghanaians are going to be shortchanged. Sure. That's my point on the boxing.
I pray we don't get there.
Yes, I pray we don't get there. There are discussions. I am hoping Alaji Tufik and Noba Mifi will talk. I'm hoping that they will see reason and give to Ghanaians what they want. Because yes, sir, structures are there too because Ghana said they will be say box the reason why we have not been successful is that we have not had a consistent plan and implemented it. And you have to have a plan. And now that we have launched a national juvenile boxing team, youth box, it creates a good. They have 100 of them. Now you should go and see them. They train Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday sport and you develop. We understand the future will be very bright. And I hope that we don't damage whatever we have put in place.
I see. May I say, Rafa, the last time I obaha yet train como FA LGBTQI plus U anyone when I can't huni na my first question maybe say if we sa breno ABC ne then for na ba then na my ye me come on coalition you know then na my ye frida ye din komo e wo sa asem no ho ABC ne
o nana me dashi the woman say into the doctor ohun wahe o say bill na ko parliament na omo committee. First of all, I'm a bit surprised that our producers know as if some man communicated because I thought we were going to have some time to really go into this because your politicians but we know here. But anyway, I will explain what I'm saying. Say this is the most urgent thing that the country is facing. I'll explain that. Well, it depends. Whatever time you are, maybe I will do what we can. But Minka says since then, no committee, no, Emma opportunity. My so the first time we couldn't make it, but the second time we were able to make it. Not time no.
But the committee by assembly
parliamentary subcommittee hearing the bill, no?
Okay.
On legal and constitutional affairs. You could pay money. Na no question no because yasema de koto ho no say LGBT4 woman can say human rights, minority rights dey dem kan nyina no ayakohusem wo be kai ya meken kan omo ansem na omo ka kire say as far as they are concerned, it is a way of diverting opinion so that we can focus not on what they do nya de omo ye and ehu ensunsuanso a omo friend consequences, but to focus attention on discrimination, minority, human rights. Ni nyina ye konkonsasem. Eti ya de e call committee ho no, asem e koka ne se nkofo we no no, ene ya amase e beka human rights se because omo nim se enye nokore enye human rights bia. Sebi obi ne sebi ne be ma she obi true mu a, there is no odi bria enye human rights, never. Omo nim se enye nokore. In fact, they call it sanitizing their insanitary behavior. So I say, who could be na se be born now? What they loving the go. Aha, they know it, and I quoted what they themselves said. It's a call committee. No, they can't say young cats are human because him say intro. And now your ma ye name dear for Doctor for Professor Kesseh, for Kesseh, first African pediatric surgeon, female. No, a former acting CEO of Kolebu. Professor Osafo on the unim so on the
Professor Joseph Osafo.
Yes, exactly. One on the head of department, psychology department. Professor Akwesi Osei on the mental health authority.
Psychiatrist.
Exactly. And then Dr. Atai no kahon. Omo phone and the ma omo kwan say omo abodi emu nyansa pe no kure wo mu no omo nkama Ghana fo nya den ene wiase nyina enti. Because they said the doctor actually mu abodi emu nyansa pe facts na ho no there you cannot dispute it. There we want to say edikan ye wo nipa da seni a he has a marker, 2 markers, female XY chromosome, male Y chromosome. Sometimes there might be bits and pieces, but you cannot change it. I idea want to miss it. We be man hormones man we feel no fool say be obey no surgery now we dey akoso kuma bia shawo, but the marker the chromosomal marker they want to change it that you can't change it, and that's a fact. They told me there's a doctor genetics no ya ye mu hwehwemu abroad mu nyansa pe hwehwemu a ya ye over 50 years. You interview over 500,000 people. In fact, it's the largest research ever conducted in science. And more than 200 countries, the scientists involved in it. You identified 22,300 genes and kwamwa. Emma onipa da seni etiase se na Nicola ni trize ni etitie all the predilection yare wo wiase nyina we identified it. Ye hu ba ko a kire se onipa da seni etumi se bi there's a predisposition to be homosexual. Se bema bedo obema ana bema beto oba bedo oba. There was nothing like they couldn't find that. Enti enu ni nyina no the explanation is biological. Doctor aka no musem ti ye de ni nyina den etudwa ema wiase hu ye. Ye to so na ye de wo mu no se ye magana fo ni wiase nyina se te se ye wo hu anu aduro. There's treatment for those who need it. Omo ehia moa no. Ye beboa wo. Omo de me kire no. And only holistic sexual therapy system ye operate. Na obeti bia ye say conversion therapy. Conversion therapy and then the because you need term so omo consult terms propaganda terms no omo kan. Se kase conversion na che say wo se sabi bi obi
brafo nkofo we dey me nkomo dey nya onye omo ni ba kokora o
na say no because still wa wo se conversion na me church dem conversion kire say wo se so obi afiri baby owo
edna ko baby foforo
na abodi emu nyansa pe kire say se ewu obi na say is marked as female XY what do you mean sir doctor as one me get me boa in fact enche na American Medical Association na nko mo pese o card birth card certificate no ye email ni female ni free ho American Medical Association o mo na kasa enso American Pediatric Association
ever dey enso
well so mo open gender
X
na just say obi atumi for obi fluidity of gender but the American Pediatric Association same scientific almost so doctor for kwara almost say dabi say dey mo kan mo boy say ye na sa na kire say abodi mu nyansa penim die na yekura no yes some it almost so many into so we know the scientific truth but when mo essence say ideology and science o just ideology obi believe no obi di akiri
na ka me hwese
and let me just quickly and no na ye ko ye chika say Ghana for etimu pa wo si ni say we are standing on the science abodi mu nyansa pon nyansa pem knowledge no and na ye dey adwuma wo wiase na dia ye wo mu say even the World Health Organization omo na wiase nyina ka ye say health normal de omo piano omo mu na support science we what do you make us after you've asked your question? Because Dr. Fuaye do mo call panel no, they've started being threatened. Minister, Madam
Doctors account who am call.
Yes. Yeah, more than but Minister Michelle, we need you. We are Madam Pa minimum. But sir, Professor Ninko Fuaye do mo call no. It's answer more can no creating. WHO say, oh, one letter, I apologize. We see a very drawaway. Mr. Minister, the World Health Organization, they have a rule in response to withdraw who? Yeah, what? No. Agency is under the UN.
Is it that UN and the World Health Organization?
Yes, the World Health Organization.
About threatening,
yes, they are threatening. Yes, this is what we have been told, and it's not the first time. And I'm saying that they are even beginning to threaten your witnesses. You do want to cop witness. Thank you. And no name a buffalo. So, Mr. Minister, as I said, we are Madam for Mr. So Usra and a Janche Bakwama, Mr. Because you brought to me in fast in Sen and be threatening Ghana. This is a parliament of the Republic of Ghana, 8-year evidence. Yabakwasem, I am the say, UN for Cocomas, you are threatening Obi. Your friend say HIV AIDS commissioner okojina oka na asem was so a neutral so some okay nyina kire say o support to de ekoso no ka kire Ghana for say 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 anya sa ombe yi omusika sa se mo ko TV we eno no obi afra atrete no na yenye nipa na omko kasa e ne de o say ombe redromu Mr. Minister, yes, sir.
They are me pa e kira papa no.
Na sound de ko me mate konkonsan kwa no kodi won mrabia nim do ka ne nyambre hu kwa no ka he and we have responded to this thing. Angela Mrs. Human Rights no na when who say tama your friend say Sam George kasa no UN conventions ni obubo dini and we can say one kire baby ya ka sexual orientation any Nancy and omo person omo chinchi omo de omo ko shem eti sansam no de o to chine kura but the make can say Ghana frontier, I didn't say 11 in fine, but the real threat to this country's survival, Africa for your survival, any dear possible need person the best share punching China say that is the most serious thing because the health budget now here prepare no from indications you know abrofone na bre sika so enti omo threaten yepe na me bisa say enti trumudinti yankwaje trumudisika is that what Ghana has been reduced to? The witnesses are qua more frefre almost me pramuncho letter apology. Really, Mr. Minister? I am sorry. We will never do anything like that. Well, me nobody go ya madam for Jibabe bisa nuclear womb because me person me allegations without facts. Because your coalition penifota chiro Mr. Jibabe bisa nuclear womb say they are asking this and threatening our witnesses and the officials of this country. We will deal with the World Health Organization. I am telling you. And in fact, we have written a petition to Parliament. If you don't know, resolution be concern resolution be a marker for compensate almost smuggle sogi sexual orientation gender identity be room. A petition first speaker next speaker here. Now apart from petition is a resolution no Ghana for and direct your delegations so vote to ask for a vote no. You can say the whole UN system no, has been captured by this in LGBT people. Time comprehensive sexuality education. So UNICEF can UNDP can WHO can your friends say all the UN agencies. How did this happen? And your friends trumu no. Yeah, members of the UN and UN Sika was a used to promote the health of the people of this world. Madani and Amodi promote sa adie we ya. I don't even understand it. Sebi ude chemimu nanaya. Kwesi broni ba Africa. Wa maka kire say haje yan hore yansa. Nti I den and do ba ka kire me say obema fa ne bema di show bi trum baby benefi ba and no promotes health. Can you imagine? There's document to show by the World Health Organization. They are even promoting prostitution. It is part of their own. This is what the World Health Organization has turned into. And the petition parliament said, one, they should investigate Ghana as a member of the United Nations, how the UN system has been captured by this LGBT movement. Two, how this international institutional capture has resulted in the this corruption of Ghana state institutions. hwɛ nana ya comprehensive sexuality education by keyeni amrea the Ministry of Education come from no mu any Ministry of GS. I'm telling you, I didn't know if it's a curriculum no that they MI. These are part of the reasons. If we have not fought against this comprehensive sexuality education, come on the Baba share say grow, because these international institutions are hell bent on corrupting our institutions and forcing these things on Ghana. We are not happy, say our witnesses no are being threatened. Mr. Minister, Mr. Please, we are madam for back up this issue, because otherwise processes because you to threaten our witness, you're committing a contempt before the committee of the parliament of this country, and it is not right. Say yeah witnesses yeah de omako so mun kodi ni kura nkyere amanfo na wiase nyine hu no kura wo mu no ya kasa wia now they are being called. Ace Commission has he been called? And someone who can no cribby somebody called him. I better now be catch say a year more what you're preventing people from getting involved in this behavior. No, it has got health, public health implications. Mr. Commissioner, is that the case? Obedient or no, then the bear shall be true, and no in causal health implications. But yeah, Kesseh, they're guiding the person away from it by using the law to deter. We are rather causing a public health nuisance. Really, I have the data here. Mostly anytime.
Now, before you go to the data, therefore, some komo buy ya shall see supporter public ediama supporter the obonyuma diama and na fe yemra se bedwafo na nkasa ewa ha no e wo se 275 no o hwe o ma ho keka to sa bill ya ye ka ho asemi ade a e ka na kire.
Oh, Ghana for Eddie Etaye cheap papa, and the politicians have been warning them. Oh, last year the government in power, MPP, look, they were leading with 69. And now your friend saying, sir, a bill, as I said, sir, normally if you have but it comes as a package, and LGBT one of it, a loose moral, degenerate moral behavior. And it's not the first time the world has reached this stage. Anytime a civilization is about to collapse, this is what happened. The Caucasian civilization is collapsing. It happened to the Romans, it happened to the Greeks, it happened to the Babylonians. Not just when their civilization is falling, they get involved in these things. Last year, there was a bill passed in legalizing a certain aspect of cannabis. Are you aware of it?
Sure.
Yes. How could we have legalized a certain aspect of cannabis against the professional opinion of Professor Akwesi saying who's the director of because we know the dangers involved in it. The Amide woman says, Bill Nako president when he refused to sign. Parliament should know no more than F4 so for the president in the end he signed against the technical knowledge dangerous. And I said, look at where our parliament has ended. Well, Obi say they make so I'm saying that the Ghanaians support good things. Ghana for and the politicians know it. I remember saying I agree, say all the parties will put in their manifesto clearly say they will stand against these things. There was so much pressure all over the place. There are a lot of pressure at MPP. John Buedi said, John, try and make this point, but they didn't. I mean, the manifesto, but then he said, this year, the party, the MPP party, and all the other have stated their position. Salutu John, I think, was a fantastic position because there's a lot of pressure from people who are engaged in this in Omusa, but they are very powerful. My simple answer is that Ghana for no data Afro barometer almost 93%. Yeah, statistics says over 99%. Ghanaians don't like this behavior. No, but there are ways in which we treated these things. Secondly, parliamentarians, as I said, I don't think if they vote openly, even one will stand against it. But they are under a lot of influence. In fact, a bit more catch yes, I proposal. From elections here, trying to influence them. Na enye sika e free sebio abonten eba LGBT fo ebo Ghana ha so mpenifo ni bi eka ho omo ya around enunti they are trying to influence all the political the leadership within the parliament to maybe stand against it. But I know no any juma because the discussion and the debate will be open. You cannot pretend to be what you are not. Madam for Esla. When we come to the committee, question Bia we be say Bia say you are opposed to the bill. Ubi Sana will say it's not true. What are you saying? We are not fools to be deceived. Oh yes, I mean you listen to all the debate that has gone, the discussions in every question she has asked. It seems to be that she doesn't like the bill, but she pretends otherwise. Masa, we are Christonia, she will Christo some, and yet Kasane Yomoto. You see the Bible, and I've heard a lot of people.
But what are some of the more questions? No, be notable ones in the
you see, the Chama Warno Crane, a soft one penny for Christian Council at the Catholic Bishop Conference. Call Ubisa say, I didn't see now. Mom Payema or moi. It was at to be a national person to prison. How can you ask such a question to?
Why the business that question?
Esla the business question. She's asked a lot of other questions. The other question is there any strategy? It's a very illiterate question. Dr. Betchum, I talked to her, but I'm Esla my sister. But I mean, consistently, every direction she has gone indicates that she doesn't support the bill, but she tends to pretend otherwise. The truth is that a soft one penny for Kesseh, Sati Bia Nipa Wumi, and yet to be a papa. And Tiam one known free. If I were bill now, yeah, can I say what during arrest, during investigations, during trial, during conviction, even when you are in prison, if you recant, and mathematics will be recant, no cry, ancient, the Finnish government says, see, I finished Finland, low be say, we are Christian now publish anything. Scripture to say they said the Paul kind of you are committing what they call a hate crime. It's an offense. Who go to Bible know if one of their former MP is on trial for this issue, they call it hate crime. Now law say if you recant the same words are used, then they can parole you. Just say that prison. I know they can recant they ancient because you don't need candy anywhere. But who cast this as software say, then no more vampire really. So be sure as you vampire man. The point is that will be a yadiana and you guide the person away. The bill is clear that when you are under, as I say, investigation, trial, whatever, not say, oh, repent. If you change, you realize that, oh, you need help, you're not going to go to prison.
But Bravo, as I'm a doctor, I never could name one say, Sir, and Govoya or Mundu 1% impui, LG 1 phone. More free, more candy, more person, more Kenya. Yeah, more.
Yes.
Yan come who has somebody be there, can I say? Would also be show them why they are showing. But say, Ube Pia Bontin say, I'm faster than the yes, yempe. Ubia Mobia and Gary. Nana, to me, accept your mom can do open air the Kabia. Yena, majority near Kayasama. No, most of my children are better.
No, Kesseh, the explanation is very simple. The Bible gives us an answer. Sa ade we eyesun so money. Hwe Sodom and Gomorrah. Tamwa Nyankopon angels no course wo ko yi lot every ho no. So mo ka say ko mo pese wo ni angels ne da. See the America yo che Bible mu. Angels no omo yes said by force omo ko bienu angels the angels blinded them. So the Bible come. Bible also can say even when they were blinded they were still groping for the door. Where you soon fear until jai. And sometimes people don't understand why. Not that I am aggressive and passionate, but I'm saying, if we don't confront it, we'll check the history of all the countries that they have conquered. This is how they start. Oh, you have a much tolerance. Oh, as inclusiveness, acceptance. I call it the Fruponko philosophy. Oh, on the master, the master no say be award, the master no shetentum. Also, master patrol, me for me take a gram. Oh, Fabra, for me shoulder. Oh, we are piano master nephew. This is the strategy of the LGBT movement. Omuntijai. The simple answer to your question is that they are not people who accept no. Their strategic goal is simple. All of us must accept homosexuality. Now the reality is that who analyze people, you friend and I be someone say almost homo, that is man to man, woman to woman. Identity no more warrior. So so called wedding no will be acting as a wife and will be homo. Actually, I will say these people are people with a little problem. I call it a challenge, and the doctors call it a disorder. That is what it is. changes are American Psychological Association free omo diagnostic manual. There is no science behind it. They just voted. Obi nchila me say science be World Health Organization omo nchila and say science be support. As I said, we have petitioned Parliament and the investigations will begin. Mr. Minister, yes, World Health Organization. I am saying it today. Take it from me. All the UN agencies, we will face them because United Nations, a huge umbrella organization. All member states are part of it. Sika omu yusu yani etia. So it's not as if they are going to obia susu the sika biya guho and almost wabre. No, that's not the issue. So we all contribute. If you have to support, yeah, polygamy, yeah, peno, yeah, and swanchichi and fembre will say, chinchilachi munyintum. This is part of neo-colonialism. Nana Kesseh. Mami misa question be. So mobile no, almost see female genital mutilation.
Mutilation.
Good. Yeah, there is a circumcision. Nana Kesseh, one out of brofo.
Look, hey, bravo.
Yeah, there is circumcision. Mobile almost so. Mutilation. And yet a mutilation. Yajitum. Tio.
Yajai.
Would Bama show Bama true mu. Emma the coco bunu pia. You listen to the words they use, so orientation. And I can say, yeah, Jimmy for.
Orient what?
Thank you. What the dear Sebi will be two room. Now you call Parliament, you pictures, they do stage. Some of them couldn't watch it. I'm telling you, we showed the consequences of what they do. Obi Sebi on the Bema a pro, Obi true more a pie. She said, Basa. Now, HIV/AIDS, air cost will chromo. As I said, data no harm. I will leave it with you. CDC, Center for Disease Control in the United States, and no Ghana AIDS Commission, they don't see it. I will say and you see, as I said, there's a lot of ideology, bogus nonsense. Nana Kesseh, right now I'm to new Kesseh. There are 4 conditions. Actually, say obi yari so a psychiatric. I know you standard the whole world. 1, that there should be a condition. 2, the condition is severe. 3, it makes the person feel uncomfortable and affects other people in the society. 4, it relates to all other psychiatric diseases. It is pedophilia, obi wa or ampara no mother, and necrophilia, on it, and sebi a wufo neda. Obi wa was a feeling. Into almost yenjao. Nana Kesseh, can you believe homosexuality ne kasa list way? Can you believe say right now pedophiles, one more name kwara almost to say yenja pedophile from minor attracted persons. Professor be a friend Eileen Walker, who Google, you will see her name. She's written a book. She's a criminologist and a sociologist at Dominion University in Virginia, Norfolk. Who they Google says, yeah, more details, no. Look at where we have gotten to. This is the nonsense. Near Cassie and Pa, what's your WHO, very draw sick DFID. For music and Mr. Minister. Ghana for that is why we were the first country to gain independence. Say true music and omodibre maximum who they should take their money back. In fact, Sasikala didn't true music and dano. It's all for music and go. And Nana Kesseh, we are going to send a proposal to Parliament. They should tell a minister, any of the ministries, any buying way, they should because I hear people say it a lot. Oh, yes, sir. Lord Neba, Yababoka, Omoberi draw. Good. Tell Ghanaians how much it will lose. Ghana for we will campaign. I don't know how it's going to work. Yes, we are being introduced to T levy. Trumu levy. Ghana for betia the cost to be Sebio ye Kesseh be pass bill now. Ghana for being Keno, we will pay. That is the real.
How much sika say you chamo you be lose?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, and then that was the next point I was coming. I'm saying that Ghanaians will be committed. Gonna will be some say, what is the attitude of Ghanaians? Here, Nana Kesseh. When I step outside, soldier for me home, police for me home, I almost see lawyer, yetawachi, even my own colleague lawyers.
Bravo, the last time I didn't come over, I know that I may say a Christopher Subabi or when yefe. Adi I am penny and Fiesi Kanshim. Oh, where Monosa cruise you to a come once a me. Almost for 2 millions, if not billions and trillions of dollars. Our Modia said Jumawi. Yeah, Christopher and Govini, almost this. Yes, you have to a collection near the Ashibutum. Empty a bread to say, a bread to say, yes, so no, Yadia Kakra Bebois.
Thank you.
It will surprise you. Nipa a friend may say, Yam Famumo Nambano, and Mawomo. No, in fact, one or top security branch.
Yeah.
A friend me say memfa momo number no mra nam si o wa ma me ho kwan na onya mfa ma me so enti no da wo beba biom no ye behwe na yaka ho asem enti on that score me who say Ghana for I ready say ye be support.
That is it. TT level ye de baba tumu level ye de baba ye betua pa Ghana for betua ye the concept paper ye de nya be go minister of finance monstro my madam for Uraken he has ideas about the thing that I can talk to him about because onipa tene boni mu a who can the born any channel now? People say you have to love the sinner and not hate the. But you see, if you love the sinner, he ends dying in the sin, he's going to hell. That is the most wicked thing you can do. What our Christian education shows, Yankopon to me, and another Jesus Christ walk across and actually say because more than was a what Daniel who free will born not answer what they are chow. So it is important that one can say, oh, we should love them. True, we love them, but we guide them away from it.
We love them, but we hate their act.
Precisely. Now, I know something. Your coalition, we have a holistic sexual therapy system. Your slogan, you trumu, you need trumu, or how bra, you be wow, Yesu Christo, Edo. And you can say, you in petrumu, and all this, you need trumu. Who how bra ye beboa Yesu Christo eden ado papa eti ye boa na ya okesi later ye de you know beto adwabat me mama fo ntiase
ye nwe kra me ba me ko doctor ho aba na me ba ho na fe ya be rapia doc me pese me hu say ye hwe medical side obi a ode ne ho ahye saa de we oba o ye bie bema o ye bie eventually be wie ne sen medically.
Personally, no, I'm kind of interested in this topic, right? Because of the major and many health problems are yes, the point is that a lot of people actually need help, and they don't even know where to go to. And I think part of the bill would open doors for people who actually want help to go seek help. And one of the things about the bill I like, which people don't talk about, is that if you are in a society, you can't even beat up someone because you think the person is a gay or lesbian. It's a criminal offense under the bill. I think the bill addresses a lot of issues than putting people in prison. So the health issues around it, and also, I will just put it under physical, mental, and social kind of health problems. The physical issues need also one, a lot of anal problems, especially men sleeping with men. Anal sex is one of the major, spreaders of HIV. And, fecal incontinence. Say, anal area, it is an exit, not an entry. God has made it such that there's a tight ring there that actually keeps everything in there until that you feel like going to the toilet. But the more you put things in there, the more it damages the place. Honey now said it. And tears and stuff. And some of them who even have anal sex, the first time they even bleed. And subsequent one, they may bleed until the place is actually big enough to contain whatever is put there. And I'm saying this not just for men sleeping with men. If you're a woman and a man even sleeps with you to your anus, the place is going to finally, give way. So anal incontinence is one of them. Then also bleeding from that area. And HIV spread in the anal area is even 4 times more than in the vaginal area, because the vaginal area, it expands, it lubricates near there, so it's quite easy. Even the cells in there, it's actually made for entry. Enough, obviously, exit to when you want to give birth. And the anal issues are there. And another anal problem is anal cancers. Cancers in that area. Actually, in the general population, it's actually rare. You don't see that often. But in the especially men sleeping with men and anybody who has anal sex, it's more than 40 times. 40 times to get anal cancer in that area if anybody actually sleeps with you through your anus, whether you are male or female. And some lesbians even do anal sex. They put all kinds of sex toys and stuff in there. I think today when I was coming, someone sent me, what do you call it, a link or a news item where someone even put bottle in the anus. I don't know. The thing got stuck in there, so they had to actually do surgery to pull it out. So anybody who puts things in the anal area and stuff, and even vagina objects and stuff, can get stuck in there. Then also HIV is one of the major things. Amongst this population. Even in the US where it's kind of legal. the new cases, for example, every year, the number of people, the new cases they get, more than 60% of them are part of that population. So if you look at those who contribute more to HIV and HIV-related problems, it is those who are in that population. Some states in the US can even go up to about 80%, and that is very, very significant. So if a country actually wants to control and actually deal with HIV in any population, they would have to actually look at that population. Think about it. That population is about 1 to 3% of any country, but they actually contribute more than 60%, and that is quite significant. Even to that, then all sexually transmitted infections are higher. HPV and gonorrhea, syphilis, and all those sexually transmitted infections higher in that population. Then obesity is higher. If you look at even some other cancers, they are all higher. There's even a syndrome which we call gay bowel syndrome, where intestinal problems near there, because of that lifestyle. Then also, if you look at psychological problems, depression is higher, anxiety is higher, suicide attempt and committing suicide is higher amongst that population. Self-identity problems.
Suicide,
yes.
Say, me a bema na me pese me ne bema da me fa bema eno na bema me ho asane me na bema me anigi a den na me san attempt suicide.
You know what? The health implications is on 3 levels.
Okay.
Nipa chrono situation which led the person into that kind of problem. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
A girl who has been raped, at age 8, feels that all men are dangerous, so she became a lesbian. So the rape issue, not done. Being a lesbian won't solve the rape issue, right? It won't solve the rape issue. So you realize that some people actually have other issues in their lives that actually push them into that kind of lifestyle. Enono also determines their health outcome. In addition to that, the lifestyle itself creates problems. For example, imagine you're a man and you have anal cancer or you have leaking anus, and because of that you can't really go into public and stuff like that. The lifestyle itself, that is what people actually forget, that the lifestyle itself and the things that influences the person to assume that lifestyle, and also the things that are related to that lifestyle, that alone creates its own problems for the person. Then also the societal kind of approach in dealing with that problem can also add on to it. But one thing I want to say here is that in communities that even society has accepted that lifestyle, yes.
And you made the cheating in alcohol.
America they say, it's Abrabonankasan, LGBT Abrabonankasan, and who problems did that, and that problems endorse. Now societal approach, so and so can. But in communities, a society has accepted it. It does not change the impact of the lifestyle. What it means is, say, baby, omo accept say we there a year omo nyano. Sa acceptance no ensesa, isuswanswa de abrabonangasa deba.
Okay.
And so societal approach, though say, if there's abuse, there's discrimination, there's this, that, it has some effect on that population. But that does not stop, the impact of the lifestyle itself. And also keke. So for example, bia onwangasa na brabo no children nyoma nko yie. Now or part of LGBT, it doesn't change the person's outcome. So suicide is higher, what do you call it? Attempted suicide is higher, self-identity problems is higher. And another major factor there too has to do with the domestic violence. And a lot of research has even shown that domestic violence is higher amongst a same-sex marriage or relationship or partnership than in a heterosexual relationship. Into domestic violence, you know what domestic violence is? Where one person is actually, maltreating the other person. Research has shown that domestic violence is even higher in that population, even than the normal population. And your chances of being forced into any sexual practice is higher amongst that population than even friends, the ordinary or normal population. And one statistic which really hit me was that when you go to the US, the population of blacks is about 12%. the whole total population of US, about 12 and 13% thereabout. Now, the LGBT population that are blacks, so the black population of US about 12%. The LGBT population in the US who are blacks, they are about 10 to about 15%. But if you look at the number of people who die from HIV-related problems, they are more blacks than whites. There are about 37.5% of that population, who die by what you call HIV, who are blacks. So blacks form a small portion of that population. But when it comes to the death by HIV and stuff, the blacks are dying more. and that is quite Doctor
about my main comrades that I mean sign brow so as an cobra fuso. And ye tuning in Abumu here. Brahma.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, boss. Papa Jotie say, I could say,
you may more Casano, make a baby coso, now me paputi, me call ye no. They are a theatre say, majority for no majority in minority, no more in terms of say, a bill no, a ye levy bill no, one more and come want them under certificate of agency. And Speaker of Yapunjemo, second deputy speaker, Ukutu question no. Woman boys book. We see, yes, we see no my yes. In the speaker man is ruling, or yes, for no tenor a winning. And a minority for every objection, I can say, almost follow for division. Let us say, or say a king kind almost. Into no, make all hold on. Now, second deputy speaker no, was suspended sitting. Or suspended sitting no. And a minority for every year press briefing, and as almost friends and therefore minority leader Honorable Haruna Idrisu and on a Kesseh. The Okaya they say, almost majority for no one way journey. If Sunday say, the Oban on number far dear, let us say a bit how na a day 137, 137. If Sunday say, second deputy speaker, Kesseh Akuyemu, or no going to me him to Sana. A minority leader into no majority for me who say and one more journey. No more the minority for no mujina baby mujina na yilevino omon so it was like a government a more consultation with stakeholders or more industry anymore. And it was 1.75% and also now almost can say a was through too much no. Nanka was a government into one minority here. Send your TV, with the levy. Sana, Honorable Haruna. So we are and a majority also a press conference. Honorable Senior Martin, a deputy majority leader on a Kesseh. Or no, say majority for no, almost tenacity, say if almost 12 immediately so. Normal speaker and Kazan Honorable Abambadin, right? Honorable Abambad Moabet Napunjimo. Now, a minority bonus setter, almost speaking government business. No, deputy majority leader, no. On Pentamon Panano, Kesseh speaker, so once in a water that, one sorry, almost baby, or almost need baby, or and I be one say, oh, now so more access to speak to me, I've read it because in one of the baby. The speaker was a parliament is my phone, clerk phone, and only to me, I provide information about the dear speaker. In the one of the deputy speakers, everybody either the deputy speaker, Honorable Joseph, and our second deputy, Honorable Andrew Christian Robert Cinnamon, majority for Omon Peninsula. Omon Peninsula, one of the deputy Rukako Cinnamon, say, Omu Butua, Yakokase, or to me, Butusi, Edema or Naman, what the South City, a woman has a speaker and Kasa, a Robert Sana Apuji, the Mutin, and no Kasi, Koso, or them or suspension and a Koso.
Eti Brahim, as I say, no, Parliament, you are Bonti, Omotiho, and I'm sorry, Omo Yading.
Nothing is going on. She Koso came out. Second deputy also suspended sitting. Minority for call for division. To say, and a second deputy suspended sitting.
Okay.
ɛna both sides bɛyɛ press briefing ɛna majority for the normal team sɛ right honorable speaker abangbagbe na nkasa nti akonnwa no mu a wɔn nkɔ dɛm nkɔtoa so.
Okay, two quick issues. And then a parliament in Makwana.
And
hello. 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 Okay. Isaac, yensan fa Emmanuel Akolibium ewo line so na yenhwa de na yene nwie na afi yembra studio na yene doc and na afi brafo so entwa so ewo ha ne am yenu pe na mpese yeti free ho se ene na parliament makwan ana yehu anu a ebeboa other questions a ebedi so a ebeba nti mamenhwe se yensaka no. Okay. Brahima. Hello Brahima. Brahima. Hello. Hello. Okay. I was a fontineno a 2-in-1 show and in-house no brafo e wa say na and then so brafo e ba no Dr. Isaac Newmanatha and ebaye we senior medical officer and we clinical health psychologist enti onimnia oka and onimadwuma so awaye Brahima.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Great. Now maybe say and then a parliament e makwanyana.
No na emu nsedan na ho. Omo ba ye no. Itete mu omode ma no emu nsedan na ho. Ba dia ye hu han say. Ile no. So mu tumi wie dia. On betumi amakwan ana say on betumi akobreak.
Okay. Oh, what's a parliament touch? Parliament for almost standard practice, no? Say a case a bill be about under certificate of agency. HSA.
HSA, the certificate of agency. Anka and now omo move motion. Say yen consider bill no. Omo move ya no more chewage wo ho a. Ebeko second reading no. Ena on the time it me asan chewage na ba consideration stage no. Ena bill no clauses no. And that bill no clauses no making kind no clauses no ye mako I think 17 clauses and it was a one more share no more fan of mako na one more eka
drive our line of crab parliament to your Mr. Parliament doing sorry pana dia Ghana for no. Anyway, a part of the learning process. It will be a subject for another discussion. Oh, the no, young fan has said, "Se bibi asa be bi o much for yabema mo hunu." But sisi ade, ye ne brafo the Dr. Isaac Newmanatha and na etwetwe enkomo. Doc, no one go asam so answer na me twa akọ parliament no.
Yeah, so as for health issues in there, it's clear. You know, domestic violence, and one of the things that actually propagates HIV amongst that population, and they say research has shown a self-disclosure, non-disclosure. Say ABOB or HIV, or be catching the partner, say will be no. You know, in that population, you know, I will form. Say on one kasa be kasa no menye bino, omunkada. So it spreads, you know, HIV among that population. So the health issues, there, and that is why personally I'm kind of interested in this kind of thing, because there are a lot of people who actually need help.
Okay.
And he said, who say ABR health issues, just walk into any hospital and talk to the doctor there, so that you don't have to suffer unnecessarily when you are going through any problems like that.
Okay. Doc, two issues here. On say, yeah, in the past, and sana met me aka asemwa. Me secret. No. I should develop a certain level of trust. What I say, me meti hey, bravo onye dwuma wa ha. Me my friend bravo I just say here me ho akere me pa dwene bi won ho na my friend no. But I'm very comfortable talking to him. Okay? Because one, nipa na make asem na kire no, me ginidi. Number two, me nim say asem na me no ka no, between ye mienu enko third party bia eho. And number three, meaning say nipa na me susu asem na kire no no. Adwen na ode be ma me no. Se mitimi di so saa ebeboa me. Enti me very free say me ko brafo ho say brafo problem we and issue we yenye ne sen. What you say? Ye wo saa designated doctors no a omo bet me up building confidence to them say be a obi tie kura or sati bi anu a or the akokodro ko sa nipa no ho a obeba relieved. Any number 1. Number 2, adren what me ada da nipa no a mana hu se sa de we na ye papa. E do ogya nyanko pon fam ayonkofa de ne to okokofa no. Se sa nipa ba monim se doctor mutimi ye na dwen ho adwuma masa ba bia sa clot no free ba be share ho ma sa homosexual clot no free e ba be block o se veins o se arteries cross na wona adwene mu ho no e ma etimi bibia etimi ko free.
You know what, the first question I'm happy you asked, because you see they are homosexuals and you know when we say LGBT, let's not just focus say yaka LGBT for now. Am I having men and men sleeping and women sleeping only? It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. And in health practice, you know, there is no doctor. Say you're having any health issues about anything. The doctor will disclose to anybody. You know, me, for example, there are people who come and see me who are in that community who need help. And my business is not to actually, in quotes, people say judge and stuff. Mine is to be able to fix the problem. You know, so when it comes to, say, a confidentiality near the end, you know, in the hospital, and over the years, you will not hear any doctor go and actually talk about another person who is in that community. It never happens. So that idea say me call hospital na say me can I will be discriminated against and see what Ghana another country, but in Ghana it doesn't happen. You know, so people should be confident to say oh me bread and I have this health issue and that health issue because of what I am going through, or because of I'm part of this community. I need help me. You know, and that is important. And the reason why this thing is important and we have to talk about is that in other countries, you know, they are actually stopping people from seeking help, even if they themselves want help. And you say, Obi is going through some kind of problem. But for the person to actually go and seek help, you know, other countries are even stopping people like that from seeking help. And if you even want to help them, they will actually, they will actually take your license away from you.
Okay.
And only a friend of conversion therapy to say the can. Unim say right now in Great Britain, there's a law being processed that anybody who is helping people, to say the doctor say to get out of this situation, no, you are committing an offense. I bet you are to prison. Right now, France, they have passed the law. It's a criminal offense. Canada, Australia, a few other countries are joining. Now, the M. Buffoni said, the only friend of conversion therapy, no, to say as a wood done will be a free baby, from. The reality is that you are not in reality. As I said, your chromosomal markings cannot be changed. You person you born nipa krono na de nyankopon de man no obetena mu no. Nobody is converting anything. Rather, omo a be ma hormones. Now or surgery. No, and no na conversion. And then na because omo concern omo say hu no omo di no. Because there's what is the meaning of conversion therapy? There's nobody is converting anybody to anything. Rather, omo a sebio or person or transgender or your bema he's marked as a male, but on no feel say or your bar if you was a surgery, he is the one converting himself. Oh, dear Michel. Now, to say the Ubisa question say, do we have a process that will change? Yes, Nanaya Kesseh. I mean, Chad, say a holistic sexual therapy system. No, you combine it psychology, psychiatry, endocrinology, hormonal treatment. Then psychosocial counseling and then paibon idea bomwa execute in an integrated manner. And first of all, let me go through the process because CNN Frokwa Afre, ora a friend say David Mackenzie, Afre besides say, hey, na say conversion therapy no, it is one person who de and so na ourselves say because you you beat no. Oh, don't worry, you beat you. Na so mu fi say you gbifo. You beat no. I thought. I know. Now CNN is a propaganda outlet for LGBT movement, together with your friends BBC, and they've all turned to be LGBT. Right now, BBC they are even withdrawing from some of the LGBT campaign with Stonewall, because a lot of the stuff is not scientific. And one will say ideology. Okay. But the person can say your system no first of all, in fact, I was going to bring it, but now your confidentiality form sign non-disclosure, protecting the client from whatever. So it's a whole consent form signing. You have your rights, will be protected, no information will be disclosed. Ni forms not so. It will first of all you be veto.
Over here.
Line. We'll put a line. There's a line that you call. Okay. There's a line. So we pick the call, then we have a chat with you on the phone, then we see you, and then first of all we vet you. Because you must have make a David Mackenzie. Or person who de now I'm busy say dear one person who de and so yes I am for the office conversion type of ban, no, that's your problem. But we have a medical system that is working. We vet you to know whether you are genuine or not. It's a bit take detail, business questions, and everything is done in a professional atmosphere. You bet you now you do a doctor you see and madam for Dr. Kesseh winch. You were a whole
from Pacho, whether you want to see, and you'll be an betting a tea. I come say, sorry, it is a number be one Pacho, the kind of number, no soon to be a order, and I will be our take more OC, no, on your number, no fan 20 say. Well, intimate discussion, I can't question. Obey me afraid. Now, to
okay, well, number obey me afraid. My executive secretary is going to be, your friends, my administrative manager is going to be very angry with me. But this is the number you can call. Mr. Ofra, don't you send a text message or a WhatsApp message. It's 0248 428 979. 0248 428 979. Just send a WhatsApp message or a text message. We'll respond to it. We are trying to get a toll-free number. But for the moment, we have a full-fledged, as I said, medical system. We the offer that is a number we are a better Momo number we'll be sending. But this one is the official line where we deal with our clients. We will deal with nobody in common. We'll have a discussion. After we finish with you, we'll pass you through. We have a whole profiling document, a lot of pages, about 20 pages. There may be some questions. Who answer we are? And no, Bema doctors name who be a problem. They free back. Sebi you repu entina why frigid. Sebi you sika 17 na wako sasu mayamu. A hormonal problem. You know why could you be here because of hormonal imbalance? They said they have to caspasamenya and don't know your hormonal treatment that we can take you through. And I say, and then I am born like that because see a will be not a hormones in Kwambuano, testosterone dose or Bamwa. I think can best Obama. That's how it is. But we can correct it. And LGBT for our man, some hormones no more at this is some homosexual. So why is it that when we want to maintain you in your sex, almost say they will ban it because it is torture? It is not manonam. After we go through such a now they will fold down. They are called hospital. They were full-fledged hospital. Biometrics. You better check vital statistics. They are running tests. HIV, all the STD testing, information to doctor for anymore. No one who say we have to treat you quickly. Now, okay, the other day, I think that time it hadn't even happened. But 4 weeks ago, one of the saddest moments I ever had, young man be a handsome gentleman, Obia need you very sharp. Nana, you go here and check HIV and HIV positive.
Oh God.
Sad day, no. Me all my consultants in here soon, Nana, soon. You won't believe this. Because they were so hurt. That is what makes me very passionate. Because Ghana fool pra. And so we am penning for a Kesseh. Because if you be second sebi could do tumuni move. As some way we got TB we will not allow that. As I said,
only a Jarvis Prasman can't say, or more any Juma way. No who's a cook across do the teeny the air you film Nakano, Fran and Tomakakra.
Mate, sometimes Kaja Jarvis said Mate, but I am not a shedder. The reason why I do it is the same. As I said, one more LGBT for no Kesseh, near me, woman a Kesseh. a strategy so we fraud no ntoma so that we don't see it, we don't see what they do and the consequences. Inti ana me bie su kakra nti Javes mesre no na ndidi mu a me shada na me yere say because se me catch us obi fa be ma e wo na chi a on say you don't even feel it. Oh, okay, we fan nachi. It was a human rights, but because we fan more this. Aha. More than we say, ah, no way, then a human rights. You see, and it is strategic. The other day, and someone more Kasaka, you never America. All the mention. So, yes, so your strategy in response to almost strategy, they say, you may be a sukakramaga, a man for the omo ye. Because one year is now from to my PR, then you have a word I'm for desensitization. She say, "Oh my ye, born a woman free mu, born a woman, oh my free mu." Now, one of the reasons, okay, let me finish the holistic sexual therapy system because it's important. Your treatment you what we call a family care system. On the channel, you show where we no cry and yawoka. Eti your places where we will host you, will guide you, will make sure that you don't go back to what you're doing. So we have a full-fledged system, 3 parts. First one, a pre-clinical stage. The second part is the clinical stage. The third part is a family health care system. You better show me about to guide you away from that sort of system. And to my catcher, HIV/AIDS Commission Chairman, Mr. Chairman, only with team. We are guiding people away from the risky behavior. Would it $30 million? Abeshe Kromo ha wo to condoms. Say yemfen ditrumu. Me come in kataso enya de papa. That one increases the rate of HIV/AIDS. Na sebio obi kwa kokum obi na wo sense cancer and sa no kokum nipa na ya de papa. So if you increase the risk, you make the risk, the whole situation aduma ade na oye no, you make it less riskier. Na ya so be no more ana meboa. Aha. Ye no de we want to guide you away from it. It men ka say a bill no rather no a public health It is not right, and we don't want our policy makers to sit and push this sort of ideology simply because you bring a free baby and no that this country because of security yankodi sebio adia enye echi ebi na doctor kai dia kanu obi Jesus be man no ba da bi o ekwiafo no se wo na mmoa eda it is no cre enya dia ye kakeke. It is true. And the sort of behavior that they get involved in is so risky. I've got the CDC statistics, but me also say, Emreni ho. Ni nyina ye de betu edi ema Ghana fo ehu say, suban omu eno oma ya masesia no World Health Organization sa comprehensive sexuality education and komo de ba no. Even anal sex na ya Kesseh. Omo say e ya de papa. Ye ke ye ko kire enkwara. We anyway. It is not right, and we cannot sit in the world. For once, African scientists, African psychologists, African medical, sorry, lawyer for this time we are intelligent, we are smart. Because it is not right. Who cause rubber from sebi na Kesseh. Usi we fufuo si wanim me ba uti fufure now they say wasum uti fufure now they say him uti fufure now they say utrim and then na obeka na ya
are me bia boko de
aha sebi bema yemfa nhye trumu. They can put all the English language around it, but yemfa bema emfa obi echi yes ana nyankopon bo ya nipa diano. And to Kesseh Bruni to me, and your son at Tiadia, you're chairman of the committee. Also, there are about 65,000 people involved in this, and so we should become Mr. Chairman. Are you telling me that if there are 20, do you know the number of people involved in stealing and committing crimes? It's because of the number. Into whom did say, young Koso, and your friends, you are young family of him and I are Kesseh.
Because my catcher MPs who speak like that, they say Omupeu. Said discussions on that bill we shall see our plenary honor. You better see no public. And thankfully, someone show on national television the parliament proceedings in a live or Facebook. Yeah, very interesting. Me say, Bravo, from 2022, mid 2022 campaign, I say, MP Bia Obaquatia bill we ye too.
Oh, Sandy, I'm that. And until now, more force to say. speaker can say on Ben open no a few people or can say speaker what right does he have to be saying it should be open. Me and Madam for Gabi said the same for the post.
So on your parliamentary.
Well, but I'm saying
yeah,
but he has a lot of influence. Don't doubt that on the MPP.
No, I'm not doubting it, but I'm only trying to also tell him say the all can is that the SUT can be go against our wishes. No,
well, that is the point. I agree with you. So it will be open, but the parliamentarians know. And but we will make sure that it is open. I am confident that God is with us. We will pass this bill to protect Ghanaians and our children because there are also family issues. They want to adopt. Nana Kesseh, one name called now be adopted. Now, why would Nipa na wo kasano? Sebi woman make of far the sister and no worry no encourage me awo. It even affects procreation. I mean, one was say they keep on talking about issues about sustainable development goals. Me tell them that form tree. Nana sustainable. Actually saying. Yet said you over to so ana ade betumi ache. How can this behavior sustain even human existence? What catch me? Sa behavior we oba wari oba no obema wari obai. Obema wari obema. How can it sustain even human life? It is part of sustainable development goals. Me kind be UN rapporteurs be actual. Na me the form tree. How can you say this? Again, Kroben so crown now between Yansa Ben and Bama Waka, a same way. I say, Yajiatu. And a lot of the things that they push out are false, almost a minority rights. And nobody, Maka, and you be an Emma, and you almost said you almost a person have sex in the ears, almost only a minority, almost a person have sex in your eyes, and also a minority. So you don't talk like that. Why are we preventing people from assembling and Nana Kesseh? Who come most of the schools in the US right now? Oma formal clubs. I have the details, but clubs are teacher for no. No, can you join our club? No, mama, indoctrinating these children. And right now, some schools, most school boards, 2nd of November elections. Ask yourself why the Republicans swept even Virginia. It was because transgender and member or sorry also me oba no the one person woman and man could diagro. I said we go TV without the consent of the parents. So there's a lot of backlash. A deal way a person say American family system. Na wo de ba krom ha he fa na nke e be fa ye be den ya tra as a family unit ni ye dey building enkwara na training wo mu yie na wo mpese wo ntima na nko wo na wo be adopt sa ni pakro no e na make say schools mu e na wo form sa ideas nti wo say bill na ka say we don't want advocacy and promotion and the formation of clubs. This is the reason. Recently, your friend say, Ola Secondary School, a lot of secondary schools in Ghana have these problems. And now, when you're in school, you had it. You know, supi is handsome way. Now it is being increased. Why? Almost 1,500 Ghana see and the shame Afrum say, Ukofa more ba, this is what is happening. Even in the communities. South comprehensive sexuality education here abansi embaso in our schools. I hear there are some private schools ewo kromo ha omo chire sa no ma no enti owura educhu mesrawo Ghana ya bre de bia na yesesa 3 years 6 years now yes 65 we be discuss na me o madam fupa ba mi bisa question bi STEM na also de banos STEM no STEM no chire for science technology engineer man me boa science no right now there's even confusion about the science say onipa da say ya wo no o be ma na o ba enti owura educhum science be na wo de ba no. So you have to be careful. The content is more important than sometimes the way we want to import everything lock, stock and barrel into the country. So it is important that we monitor some of these institutions, private schools and work Ghana, because they are implementing comprehensive sexuality education. And we are doing our own work. You're the list of a minister. As I said, or a Pentecost, I hope he will listen to us and enforce the rules, because in Ghana, it is an offense to be involved in this sort of activity. And although the government has said, oh, you need to know, or educhu may catch or the books no baba chew, I publish your demand private schools.
May say a St. Paul Naka 1 Corinthians 11:25 was a media. de nyame hwe awurade yesu ha na mde ma se awurade yesu anadwo a oyi no mai no fa pa na obubu mo da ase e na oduma na suafo no me nso so me call secondary school akra na bi no de me so me ya se rafo me so me ya yi o me ya physics chemistry biology
wow
enti de me so me hu ya ne se yes nipa da sani bia genetics and mutation mo say oba bia produce XX chromosomes bema produce XY chromosomes enti se oba ne bema hia na se bema no ema oba no X already oba no X mienu obewo oba ena so oma no Y a obewo bema doctor nya sa na mo kai se sa na mo kire enti de minimu ane se yewo oba ena yewo bema ose mo ma mu yu nye mu yu mo da bi nye mo da bi de tra we sesu na firi obonsam ti me de minimu ane se nyankopon bo ade na obo oba ena obo bema bibi etra we su bia no bonsam
hallelujah we there wachire mu yi papa na na make say sa abodem nyansa pensem a wachechi they are trying to change it because of ideology and all sorts of things na me say aban it should be confident we are seeing no this is not the first time it has happened every generation is confronted with this situation let us be bold yes your generation in here some time ago there was slavery. People fought against it. Some time ago, there was colonialism. People fought against it. Yes, so we know is even more dangerous. Your friend neo-colonialism and now cultural imperialism. So one person will be taught yajene. Eti, I was yes, you Kesseh yes, remo. Any diumwala. We nyan to Kesseh. Mo na mo person you want to have sex, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That's fine. But had ye yes, you empe. Ye chiri ye mwa society. No mo hono kura mwa mo. Mo society no kura say pro etete eti munyaye so obi baka se sikasem nti yanyin tumu a sa nipa no mesre no I don't think he has a right to lead this country and I will be emphatic obi a minister bia na say head of institutions bi oba catch like Ghana for say esan say sika ye benya fi kwesi broni wonti yanji sa de ntum he doesn't deserve and I will explain why your constitution article 1 Kesseh sovereignty resides in the people of this country. And all the powers of government are supposed to be exercised for and on their behalf and for their well-being. Since we are government minister, you are exercising power, president on our behalf for our well-being. How is it going to promote our well-being? So, strictly speaking, you have a constitutional duty. Now, Article 34, so I can't say. Directive principles of state policy, it was we executive, judiciary, your friends, legislature, press, all political parties. It was a directive principle of state policy. You had Juma to build a free and just Ghanaian society. Now, Article 39 one, your customary values and our customary law, and it was here this both formal and informal education, and it should be part of even our national planning. Oh, dear mission. And so we are and now we are minister, we are whatever, we are chief director. That's what to me catch them and say. It's say, yeah, she can say, yeah, honestly, then I don't think you have a right to be there because Ghanaians deserve better. And I'm confident, say Ghana for we will be prepared to pay a levy to make sure say for musika na yen hwe ho na see di could be a better mu pa ade Ghana for chiri
retired psychiatrist or say your friend Dr. Amwako who have been with her
minim no pa
unim Dr. Amwako
yes okay on
over 81 years
yes
or say the cardinal the truth is this. In the same way as addiction to any substance is not genetic, homosexuality can't be classified as genetic. Homosexuality is brought about by environmental factors or environmental stimuli.
Thank you.
Please, let us not tolerate what does not exist.
Hallelujah.
Dr. Amwako. O mfie di o watwe baako papa no
madam for papa
na tie unu Jarvis ababak na na Kesseh I am disarmed good night
what did you make an
what so eti ai brafo mpache wo number helpline no e ho ne hia me but you see helpline no
0248
0248
428
979 979.
Now, Mr. Omo send the text or WhatsApp. They shouldn't call because no, yeah. As I said, my administrative manager will be very angry with me. You have another toll-free line. I hear you when you the number no so, but you better message the abroad now there no so.
Okay.
We need, because it costs a lot of money, and you are right. We need help. And the sound number number two now obia obebuano begin say Ghana for obebua so that this holistic sexual therapy system are developing yashemukena. We don't want to just be in Accra. We are trying to set up in Kumasi in the Cape Coast, and there are a lot of Ghanaian doctors are volunteer to be on the our consultancy so that we can bring help to those who really need it. Because if you need your no so bani our money, that's his problem. We have enough intelligent Ghanaian doctors they are prepared to help.
Maybe some who be say said the no entertain the very existence of Sabruni no adient na any abre de no.
Me da say na now me the password be some question obi so be some another one and to excite you. Or see in any of these homosexual relationships abrofo no na bottom na top. They will never be bottom. No, they will not.
They will not.
Good, because they're spiritual. Except your power, the scientists will tell you say anus, one of blood vessels near more, so he's sucking something from you. People will doubt what I'm saying, but that is the fact. The Caucasian always want to dominate us. I have been in any homosexual relationship, a black be and a you about Kozibroni and
extreme.
It doesn't happen. And you ask the very smart question. It's a matter of dominance. I didn't know polygamy in what banner or na the end of the day. Who per se change that yen so. Now I can see someone another question. Sebi yetiga Africa ha and a mudi Christo sum every anameboa. Maybe Bano and so forth. But I am saying it as it is. Omuba and almost a sum tigari anameboa. Mugbe Prisi Jesus Christ, Reverend Betch Freeman, what that Cape Coast or one what that Wesley Metal, one what that, Omu Prisi in Yamin Sembre, Yada almost any agitum. Sesia, Sanya, Miss Samna Modibrain, ye Biamu Kachla must say, Yamino Modibrain says, I say we are near and a Chiwadia, must say hate speech. Nana, I say we will go TV.
Samunyamino, our sister.
Thank you. Nasabi said because you know, Mufisi, Jimmy. Answer. And you, in fact, you'll be more angry than I am. My papa Methodists are sorry for Eshomo Kasok. So Omo a Methodist Ghana, your relationship with Wesleyan Society in the UK. Omo never tea a Methodist. Omo do airport. Na Ghana ni software now was a Sramuna and Wahano, Damamu, homosexual Mumbaka. Really? Catch the Ghana for software say. And when I have me and become homosexuality, really? Thank you. Would you be preaching today? Oh, yeah, this is what sometimes annoys me. Because they be a Kosiboni piece or smart, the Niate, the Bio dominating. I don't want to take that. I think I am sick and tired of Africans and people of African descent being dominated by people who think they're clever. We yes to say Yankupo and my young Sakakra. And they should respect us. Nyebina, well, since I am you and Mobe Camodia, Ubian Tretnobia, Yabaka, de Master T, column minister, and friend at 13 years. Would you
check my dear or more banks who you near smart? What you get scouts are going to check.
Minister, yes, help me, friends, say, I'm my men who catch me panic show. Obia Otiamon can't say, honorable and Sadan say, stay away from this because we are gathering the facts.
Why is he trying to interfere?
Yes. Of course, he's being called all over the place, and they are threatening to withdraw. So, Doctor, Minister, Bisa, say no crowd. You leave them to us. We are strong World Health Organization. We are strong.
Now me say, bravo. You're Fijin go for Sika G. I feel I'm on Faka Mekano. Yes, 300 and something billion. I feel Ben and Mother Catcher say, I feel your Musicana, Yade Mamono, Yade Achemo, it is a Mokan. I feel
yes, I hear pigs can on the chair. Now, the American say, I know Cropo, Nana Cassie, Bussani, Bussani, Yan Jones in we pay for the loans.
Medical doctor so na ye wie enkomo number no mesra otro number we to ho Ebi na me no ka say uni obi a owo saa tibie nom but echene bi ebi a wokọ adwuma mu wudi nkomo wo hye nipa no ebi be pie but ebi a saa time be pie no na me nti ha bio yenyina ebekọ akodi holidays kakra ebi a wohwe me na wanya me na wonni me personal number kra wo be frɛ me ebisa me say number na abrafo eboye no na o se esen me srew tro number we to wan tro a ebe me ya so when tie show we nyina kra na tro sa number we to say obi a o LGBTQ ho anum no opemwa o frɛ sa number we obenya ogie tro road ya mane kra mani beje pa afi yanko 0248 patro manka 6 me say 8 it is 0248 8 now for na ko 9 0248 428 979. Oh, that's simple. 428 979. It over 0248 428 979. It is a what fresh our number or say Monday can send a text message any WhatsApp. Na on the Sebium Pamucho, a penny for na Yanu Edili, and Tibia penny, and I just have America say now what dana fina obe freno, be go to piece of me. Mete some boss our number who piece of me Pamucho. Mamunyas idea no, Munyas idea we. Monswa. Na mo pese mo boa se be ya dawru betimi aboa kwa akire mo so mo mfre sa number no mo frɛ a administration no be kire mo kwan mo be fa so a mo so mo contribution no ni nyina beba e be gi atum 0248 428 979 0248 428 979 few friends so am frɛ me no mo de brafo nisika be di mi ho a enyira na sika no boku anya ne dia ade a collision ne dia I dey kwakoye campaign holidays me amati asimbi me ne brafo na beko ye beko outreach
they will say we account to say coalition, we are a registered organization. So yeah, executive council meeting I'm paying for some paying for, so our accounts are all audited, so there will be no problem with anybody
sure
giving them money.
Eti mama yamwa sebe betumi edisa aderoi akọ na minim se nkomo eti say no enye one of thing. And come on in stages. Sure. Now say no the next ebia yebe share biom nyame ya adom na ye share 2022 mu a yebe hwe kwan a awofo befa so anya omumma the trust of their children. Send yebe ya asemeba eco school ba de esi ye nyina obetimi aka me ka hye nyame no nyam se me wo 4-year-old girl and oba me say oh mama ga go school then esi ye akran betimi an narrate niam ni nyina some of the things crop so catch me wa bro mama ni ho okay and the parents and as I say yetimi win sa trust of our children no to the extent say oko school na so obi ko kasa friend ma sem we kire no a obetimi aba be catch no ahu say saa de we say e na ekoso e be boa pa because teachers betimi convince nkwala no omo PS ebetimi convince omo ne Sunday school teacher o ahwe ko betimi convince na mana yeye ene ade enti moma ye men ye ma no so sa fight we de eye obi a offer obi a mfa no hunyem bi na 2023 eko 2024 no mo a mo beba mo pe president ni ade ni nyina no se nyame ye madom na me da so o radio na me ye radio adwuma na betra manim na me bisa wa maybe South Point blank LGBTQ o support to ana making article tintin bi ankyere me say o support to ana won support to
in fact na mebo a se si akra ye woko no na so mo kasa nya se yakon awie no afi no mo ba se si ana o mo pre no a ye di ye woko no ebi no ma ye di omo nkasa ye hu baby omo gina sometimes omo sorry president president kwa na we so kasa
obi abeka bi
obi a hu obi an kasa
obi an kasa doc me pacho me pese me tie wasema etwa to ode be ma Ghana fo a etie na nwumre
generally I think at the beginning make I say me know I'm interested in this issue because a lot of people are actually suffering a lot of people are really struggling say why wouldn't you say oh bread that's a wunyamboa just walk into any hospital now catch a doctor and before it gets to a certain stage for example wouldn't you say you was so say and say more just get to the hospital, then ask for help. And you talked about parenting. I think parents, they have to pay attention, because I have realized that a lot of the people I have personally attended to, they started between age 7 and 14. Age 7 and 14. I think last week I went for a certain program where Obia Ocean Kolasu Bebreno, a 7-year or 8-year-old boy, small boy, was introduced to that. Now boy, you catch a boy and he said he should recruit boys no more a primary school. And ne mame notice say boy and the two I say until she took the boy to the hospital. And at the hospital, Eba say, your friend is saying, that is what they have been doing to the boy. And Omuko boy in the school, now he had recruited a lot of boys. Omupua, then they actually do that. Small boy, 7 or 8 years old. So I think it goes beyond just two consenting adults. It goes beyond that. The excesses around it, and so I would say, for example, I keep saying, if you are a man or a woman, now you allow someone to have sex with you through your anus, you are not being wise, because very soon, and it's medical, it's something, it's just a matter of time, it will happen. So generally we promote, as medical professionals, we promote healthy behaviors. In this Obiba consortium, na say onomunsa meka chance we inside there onoma very soon will live abeko wakuma be Kesseh ebesai ubenya hypertension, diabetes. In the same way, when people are into certain kind of practice I think it's a duty to actually talk about it, not in a way say you are this, you are that, but to inform you, say the path you have chosen, these are the things that will come up of it. And it's if say bre, I don't think any doctor or psychologist or anybody will actually condemn you or bebu and say it will disclose your. No, we don't do that. We don't do that, and that is not why we are in the consulting. I keep saying to people that I've been trained to help people and not to deal with people. I remember once, one of the gays.
Doctor, Mamimbi, a question. I'm not taking your role.
Not at all.
But the truth is that as at now, the practice in Europe and America is discouraging doctors like you from doing Chamubaya. And no, again, Ghana, because the Ghana Medical Association, what Omunka, Omo Secretary, no, Omo President, that is serious. So people like you are bold. And it's because of the boldness you're creating, some of you are popping up. So we need, the government needs to come to the conclusion that, look, this is the right position. So let us encourage people. But say, woman also say, the medical practice here, most doctors will not discourage you, is being discouraged outside. Now it is being normalized. It's as if, so we was at to be animal, this is what you are promoting. On the channel. And what says some no yeka say kwesi broni krom right now obi was at be anymore onyare. In fact, for them is hate speech, and doctors are being punished for doing what you are suggesting. So it is important that Ghana for better as where we are going, and that's why I want to see the parliamentarians to understand. Say Kesseh yempe advocacy, yempe funding. That is why we are banning those things, because in the end, in Uben say, even the right of medical people to help those who need help, it has been criminalized. That is how bad it has become.
Yeah. And so I would say, like if you are there and you know that, just go to the hospital and tell the doctor. Maybe, you are depressed, you're anxious, you are stressed, you are suicidal, or you have some medical challenge, you have HIV or anal problems, whatever it is. I don't think any doctor would actually discriminate. Or in Ghana, we don't do that. If other countries do that, we don't do that. I remember one person sent me a message. I said, Dr. I'm happy talking to you all the time because you are one of the people who won't judge me. That's what he said. And I said we are there to actually help you, actually deal with the issues that is affecting you. And nobody actually is there are people who need help, and because they don't think they can be helped, they won't even come. And so it's not like you're forcing people to against their will. No, but because people actually need it. And so when they realize, say, I think a lot of people would actually seek help, because a lot of them are really struggling. There was this very, very, very sad story. I was really, really sad about it, where a 24-year-old boy was introduced at age 9. Now, Sisiano, he has anal problems and has HIV. Very, very, very sad event, And I think, say, if this boy had received some kind of help, so people should actually seek help if they realize that they need any form of medical or psychological support. Not trying to force people, but you need help, and just seek help. Thank you.
Even the training of our health personnel is being affected. Unim say in Europe right now, as I said, because they think it is normal, research into this area has been taken out. Mental health authority, Ghana, CCR, and the mental health CCR, sometimes they don't even teach it as well as they should. Your coalition, pushy, educate, insist to say, let us train health professionals in this area. Because doctor is talking like this because he has experience. But your doctor phoning was a very technical area. And the what him and we need to groom people. It is your coalition, we are moving. Normal P. It's not an advocacy at radio soon. Yes, 99% of our work we are doing in the background. If we are we're establishing courses for mental health people. We're going to train health professionals, even set up a whole system so that we train health personnel in this area. We have acquired huge plots of land, a huge hospital, to ensure that people who need help are helped. Because if you don't need also well, that is his or her problem. But this country, dear, and the continent of Africa, let me end by sharing this vision. I shared with her last time. 4 or 5 months ago, I'm a bumper around 4 o'clock. No, catch them say, Sabilia passy. Ghana will go through fire. But just as he was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, God is physically with Ghana. In Ghana, for me and Sro, Christmas, let's not be afraid. Juma baby, Nancy, Onyankupon Ekaye, Etim Kunimdieno, or the Amaya Dada. No, mind bia, no, I'm repeating it. Or mind bia, nipa bia, it doesn't matter whether you are in government, in opposition, whoever you are. Our better one sa ewo Ghana sono. Oni Nyankupon, no Nyankupon semen kanchera wo say, or no so better than sa ewo woso. Enti yensro who? I don't know the baby.
But I say yensro who te na yensro. Voice of lawyer Moses Fo Amwenin Brafo and yeta freno. Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur, or a senior medical officer and or a clinical health psychologist. Benifo emienu and I'm no more AD and como na part mama yanko anyway pathway yanko parliament na yampong yanko parliament okay, all right. Etino Pamchao Brafo wa dodgy me anso or costroba from number de memaka se megino meji Tino manyaji momo number no moma memfama mo ansana mapon wai na me beko parliament ma ko enso omda so ho ana so ma sore ne no mo ye no dia no mo ye no ntimo ka se esgracia no mo janka o meri o mu yi wo de wunim parliament we no ho na omo time on so oye momo na dia beba ye Emmanuel Usu Echan Emmanuel Ousu Echan eno ene edin a ebeba na pacho number na yemienu nti monje sa number yi emame ti wa obeboa ama sa nsempei yede akọ wiase afa na nyina kodu ba bi esese obi ate no 0244 911 699 0244 911 699 0244 911 699 and na 0248 428 979 0248 428 979 Emmanuel Ousu Echan ena oboa ebeba enti ya na wahye ne so aman yo Brahima hello
hello, Nana Beto Casano.
Yo, and is a muda so if you
I had a so a hanomo.
Moya day.
There be a Meno Casa, the chat one, we do say. Second deputy speaker, not Yakunjemu. And I will put two questions and say, Omo to say, yeah, consider bill and the certificate of agency, no, Omo yes, and Omo Kaye, new phone canon Kaye. And speaker say, yes, for needing Kunim. And minority form can say baby, Omo call for division, I will say a king Kayomo. In the one suspension, no, Ebaya. Minority majority for a press conference. So, only other tenants, first speaker, honorable Joseph Osiwusu, and a veteran. Into Onoba, I don't know, say, second deputy speaker, Ohodomono, we put two questions for a voice vote, no crano. Nay, and can say a banasa, and can say a banasa, and can say, ye be assembly be two way no say ye be consider bill na certificate of agency na no na was anka omo toa process na so inti no ono second deputy speaker no nanka o tree house na gbe akota de no so ma council no kra ehun bi nye biu no mo akọwe chi say the first one no second deputy speaker ta kunye mwe from so inti ono first deputy speaker no ba ye no o twa de aposo na be ya Omo be kowechi like omo to process and minority force there bida. The idea omo do ye de say na omo be ye division counting. It is a third deputy speaker na kunje ni mo. On to us free the idea na omo we do. Enti mo frɛ me no na second deputy speaker akyere mu say e wo mu say wa kyere mu say ya ifi ye second deputy speaker tia kunje mu a we put two questions no for boys vote na yam from so there na mo instant say from so na be tie no ntino we there no more airport wa omo to aso na omo take boys vote with you into boys vote na omo take the da no second deputy speaker that na kunje ne mo two questions ni bi mi be see dey one inside ho into o put two questions no ba ko mienu na yes for can yes na no for can no no on money ruling say yes for na edin kunyimu a ana no for na edin kunyimu na obi sorry no challenge ni ruling na obese aba na o ma be ye division no enti mo frɛ me no there be a home edu na media pia me cheti mu no na me ti dede wo inside ho me ti say no mo aye voice vote no but me nim the outcome of it.
Na as back way wa ba.
There be on my first deputy speaker no tia kunye ni mu.
Ti ba mi ayira.
Omo say baby a oko.
This
One time me na kunye ni mu.
But Ibrahim o de bibia ni ano tia na so why?
Yo, mate.
Bibi sa obi say it's a parliament where 8th parliament where wa hai. Bibi hope yo mo ntimi nya na. We have Ghana pa. Anyway, Monfam Kwamuhwe, Monamope.
I have had a few text messages and can a man for person who contribute to, but if you could open the phone number, if you don't want to, then that's fine.
Me time now so preaching esheho.
Okay.
We preaching no time tino. Me pacho yan kan kire omo say. Say dem di kan kan say dwumadi enye one of thing. Enye ade a yebeka say ya ye ba ko pe ya wie. For now ade ehia me pa me pese omo ye ne say. Omo nkipu sa mumu number mame 0244 911699 0244 911699 and 0248 428979 0248 428979 edini Emmanuel Usu Echao nyame de ye kɔ holidays na se ye ba biom a subsequent enkomo no ye be kan ya ewo nyina abusua ha na enne medemu ACA Isaac Odro Patricia Sefa Fisher Afei Prince Bafo Asamoah La Paz Shu Samuel Apia Elizabeth Ejin Omuna Shishe Ena me di ho chiame ya frame nana ya Kesseh obetimi aframe the cardinal me ena me di platform dwumadie e ho chiame nyame e de yankwane ahoden chen ya ukuada ebe ye be your last show for the year 2021 ukuada ebe last show for the year 2021 se ba so saa de a ene na kire se nyame ye adom a na next year no enti next next Wednesday and I china chi ukuada ide ye beba na fe ye ne mo aba be tu apo na ye de atwen January 2022 me de rade asomdwe jamu nyina hwe ho so yie ene wankwa nkoto amane bia mu me pam chew akram
Akra wana